Hello traders, let's plan to identify what happens when the high and low of candle breaks. Okay, so firstly on this day, let's say 25th, I have marked the high and low of the first candle, which is ideally the high and low of the candles throughout the day. Apart from this particular big wick candle, other candles have been in consolidation state. Next, I move on to the next day and I see that the low of the prior day has broken, and then you can see that it broke, it came down here, and then it went up. Okay, so ideally you got something, you got a move. Let's continue. So here I am just focusing on what happens when the high and low break, so that you get to know an edge about your trading practices. So ideally that this particular day is not in a consolidation state, it has been moving throughout the day. Next, let me mark the high and low of this day also, and I'm on a 3 minutes time frame chart. Okay, so as I move further, I see again the next day the high broke, but the stock came up, not too much well, but fine, it went up. Okay, again, and most rest of the time it remained a bit consolidated state. Let me just mark again the high and low of these days. Okay, now let's move further. The next day also we see that the high broke and it came up, and then you can see that from where did it bounced on? It bounced off from this region, the starting wick. Let me zoom out and show you this particular long wick over here. So it broke, that was a resistance, and this again, this region followed on that particular resistance line, and then it came down. So ideally the next day also, let us see what happens. Does this downfall continues or not? So like kind of sellers were waiting to jump in. Okay, this level is touched, let's short it. So again the next day you can see that the downfall pretty continued, and let me mark the high and low of this day also. Yeah, next day again the short move came, but of course it did not continue much, and again the stock bounced back into this level and touched the high. This shows that there is a possibility that there are buyers still in the stock. Okay, let's remark this to the high and low. High is the same, low we have updated, and now boom, as you see. So see, in this kind of state you can see that after this high is broken, the stock just came up again. It gave you another rally, a nice peak like that, but again the stock got stuck in this range. Okay, let's again redraw the high and low. High is this one, and let me remove this, that is going to be the low, and let me just remove off this line. Next, the next day the trading activity was within these highs and lows. Again highs and lows are being updated. So tried to break the low in the starting candle, bounced back in, retested this level. Okay, so it retested ideally the insides, and then it again came down. Again the same thing, again this high was retested. Let me just mark the high and low again. Again this high was retested, and ideally, since the movement of the stock was within these bounds, so the stock pretty much remained within these bounds only. So low is a bit modified and high remains the same for the next day, ideally the same. Again the movement of the stock was within this area. Let's update it again. The next day what happened was the stock tried to break, but the presence of the long wicks, and again I'm on a 3 minute time frame chart, so the presence of these long wicks over here and again bounce, rejection of this red candle from this region, and then it remained in consolidation state. Okay, so all that led to a move above. Okay, as you can see, the move went above. Again, high and lows are updated. And the stock was in almost in consolidation state, did not move much the next day. Now that's the current day, and you can see that the high of this was pretty much broken, and this area is being retested today. This bit is being retested. Let us see if it bounces off from this region. It can retest this area, and then when it bounces off from this region, it can give another move above in the next upcoming few days. So in this way, marking the high and low, you can determine the possible direction and flow of a trend instead of just waiting, okay, what it is going to do, what it might do. We will come to the minute details later on, but that is the, you can take it as a starting point, especially in shorter shorter term time frames. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next few videos, and just subscribe us.